Alright, so we're live, man. EJ Boxing Live. Hope everyone's okay. And we have a great fight coming up this weekend. And very interesting fight, intriguing fight in the heavyweight division. Can young Daniel Dubois, who's 25 years of age, upset the 37-year age Oleksandr Usyk in Poland in front of his home fans? There's a war going on. This is definitely going to help to boost their morale against young, hungry contender. Well, end of the day, like I said, my title of the video is there's a poll in the thing. Can he upset him? Yes, no, maybe. How does he go about it? How does young Daniel Dubois go about experience undefeated heavyweight champion? That's what Usyk is. No longer a cruiserweight. He beat long reigning champion in Anthony Joshua, and he's gone up the weight and beat him. So how does Daniel Dubois go about beating him? Well, he's young. He has decent power. I think he puts a lot. If he puts a lot of pressure on Usyk, he can beat him. I don't think he has to be more than what he is. You know what I'm saying? I think a lot of people's emphasis that he has to bring the fight to Usyk, and you know that's more or less what they're saying. But I take the different approach. You know what I mean? I take a different approach. You can sit back and lay back and let Usyk come to you because they have the comparable reaches. Usyk can box, but at the same time, lies off the mistakes of your opponent. At this point, does Daniel has the guile and the craft to do that? We don't know. We'll have to find out. Has he shown that? No, he hasn't. He's got the most experienced team in his corner. He had Shane McGuigan before, and I think before that he had Mark Tibbs. But in this corner, he has Don Charles, very experienced, very good pressure coach, likes to put pressure. He's been Underdog trainer for many a year, and he has James Ali Bashir on his corner, and that experience over that many years, if they use their experience wisely and Daniel could listen, I think that'll be good dividends in the fight. It may come down to adjustments. What Daniel needs to do is draw Usyk into an exchange where he's punching with him. Don't wait for Usyk to throw and you throw after. You throw with him in exchange. Also, you're looking for is Daniel to throw a lead left hook or right uppercut in the exchanges, because southpaws are susceptible to uppercut. Most people say straight right. Uppercuts, they cause the most damage, and I'm not saying Usyk will be knocked out. No, we're not saying that. Well, after accumulating time, start having effect. Now Usyk, as a heavyweight, he hasn't really knocked no one out. Not really knocked no one out. People are looking for the knockout of Daniel Dubois, a young specimen. They're thinking, he's gonna knock out Daniel Dubois, but he hasn't knocked no one out heavyweight. He goes the distance the majority of the time, and he relies on his reflex and his speed. But at some point in this fight, you're going to have to stand with this Daniel Dubois. You're going to have to stand with him. And when you stand with him, that's where the fight really begins. That's when the fight, to see if Usyk can come back with what Daniel's bringing the heat on him. And we see Derek Chisora doesn't hit as hard as Daniel Dubois. Also, Derek was older. Daniel is 25 years of age. I think in certain points, this is the most dangerous opponent that Usyk could face because he's very unpredictable. He's young. He's ambitious. Unlike, my opinion, Joshua, who's been a long-reigning champion, it's just another challenger for him. It's just another challenger going into the fight. Joshua's team was vastly inexperienced. I know Rob McCracken was there in the corner with Angel Fernandez, but in my opinion, with Oleksandr Usyk, he said that Joshua should vacate the belt, and Joshua said, no, I'm going to fight him. And that's what Joshua did. They brought him, and they had Angel Fernandez, who's virtually any experience, and consequently, the first fight was what it was, and that's to do with the inexperience of the trainer. Does Rob McCracken have more experience than Yeah, probably in certain things. He's been with Carl Froch. But Don Charles has experience in heavyweights, only on heavyweights. That's what he trains. He trains heavyweights, power, work rate, fitness. And Daniel is in great, tremendous shape. Great, tremendous shape. Withstood, withstand everything. And now you have the knowledge that you've Mr. Bashir. Now you have what you need to take over. Daniel has to start fast, keep the pace fast with him, and hopefully he can maintain it. People say he's going to run out of steam, but why would he run out of steam? He's 25 years of age. Yeah, he's never been in fight. His fights are not that long. So, he has his fights are not that long himself. So he's used to getting knockouts. He's used to knocking out. Has he knocked out the caliber of opponent that Usyk? No, he hasn't. No opponent that steps up with a bit of experience he struggles with. But that's the whole point. He's willing to get in there with these guys and mix it up with the best. He struggled with Joe Joyce, and I feel that was to do with the corner, and that was to do with experience in the corner as well, because they never told him anything, and he just did what they told him to do. And this is what I'm saying. So now with this corner, hopefully they can make the adjustments with Daniel and keep the pressure up. To be honest with you, if Usyk hits Daniel Dubois and it has no effect, it's going to be a long time. Usyk's going to be in there. He's going to have a lot of problems in there if we've got this young guy in there who's not really affected by Usyk's punching, because Usyk doesn't really hit hard. If I say to you, you look at Usyk in the heavyweight as a heavyweight, how many people has he knocked out? Distance, and usually he's better than them. A lot of Chad Witherspoon was short notice. Derek Chisora, I wouldn't say it was short notice, but he wasn't really given opportunity. But Daniel has had a good long time, and he's much younger than all the other guys. He's much younger, and he's powerful. Is he more powerful than Anthony Joshua? Well, we don't know that. He hits very hard, though, but you see by his KO, but he hasn't knocked out the percentage the names that Joshua's knocked out. So Joshua has a better resume, and he's been a long time champ. But Daniel went to America and beat Trevor Bryan, who, in my opinion, that people knock that down as nothing. But Trevor Bryan, he was America and beat the belt, took the belt of him. So he's not bothered about going to Usyk's backyard and fighting him. He's not. He's there. His dad is his biggest cheerleader. His dad is his biggest motivation. That's first and foremost. Don Charles is another guy that he can rely on, and also with James Ali Bashir, I think he has the team around him and the people around him that care about him to tell him what he needs to do. And if he does what they tell him to do, especially all the tactics, I feel we have a new heavyweight champion of the world, and an upset. The 91 underdog Daniel Dubois can upset Oleksandr Usyk. It's more to do with where Usyk. A lot of you look at it, he's the underdog. Usyk is supposed to win the fight. But if you look at it on the heavyweight division, who's more effective in the heavyweight division in terms of knocking out opponents and bringing the heat? Daniel Dubois is that guy, but now we're looking at, can he take punches? Has he been stopped? Yeah, he's been stopped. But he's got back on the horse again. He's younger. He has to start fast. He has to bring Usyk to draw Usyk to punch with him at the same time. If Daniel feels like Usyk can't hurt him, I'm telling you, it's going to be a long time in the ring. He'll be on his bike, moving around. All Daniel will be doing is cutting the ring down, and that's what they've been working on. Cutting the ring down, making the ring small, and making Usyk fight with him. Now, Usyk's very good at trying to tie him up, and that's going to be the key. Can Daniel, when he tries to tie Usyk up, that's what they've been working on, pushing him off and trying to punch with him. That's going to be the key. Usyk likes to take little breaks. So basically, what you're looking for, you're trying to break Usyk's patterns, where he wants to break, wants to rest, wants to hold. If Daniel could stop that rhythm of Usyk, and Usyk's he's going to run out of petrol. He's going to run out of petrol, run out of ideas. He's going to stand flat-footed and try to fight with him, and that's where Daniel's got his best chance of catching Usyk. That's the only chance he has. With Usyk, that has to be himself. Moving around, flitting around, jab, moving around. But like I said to you, at some point you're going to stand with there. He did eventually. He realized Joshua was right in front of Joshua. Joshua couldn't hit him with a bag of rice, right? Because he didn't target the body. Another thing as well, Daniel with the shoulder area, the neck area, punches. Do not go for the head. Do not go for the head, right? Because Usyk's very that. But just aim the body. The body doesn't move too much, right? And just punch with him. When Usyk punch, you punch with him at the same time. When he wants to hold, push him off and work him. That's how you beat him. That's how you beat him. Like I said, Billy Conn, when he fought Joe Louis, he was moving around. He was outboxing Joe Louis for, I don't know, it was a 15 rounder back then. For the majority of the rounds, he was outboxing him. Making Joe Louis look silly. But when Joe Louis caught up with him, gave him a couple of combinations, it was over, because all that energy you're spending on moving around, it tires you out. And that's what everyone's saying, how you're going to beat Daniel. Well, you know, I think if Usyk's looking at Daniel, he's thinking in his mind, I think he thinks he's going to go straight for Daniel and try and knock him out. I believe that he's going to try and get a knockout with Daniel, move around and try and catch Daniel in the angles and try and hit Daniel on the head, and hopefully Daniel goes down. If he doesn't go down, we're going to have a fight. And if he does get up, on a fight, his conditioning is best. He's in the best shape of his life. Best. He ain't never been in this shape like forever. So we're going to see. We're going to fight. I feel like Daniel can pull off the upset. Just by the heavyweight division drawing into a fight. And I feel that's where you beat Usyk. I say you beat a smaller heavyweight. You don't need to be chasing him. You just need to make the ring small. Let him move and punch with him at the same time. Lennox Lewis was a master of beating smaller guys. You know, it's not easy, but it's doable. It's doable because, like I said to you, if you go punch for punch, Usyk land on Daniel. Who you think's gonna have the most damage? Punch for punch. If they was to both punch at the same time, who's gonna have the most damage? People think, oh yeah, well that cruiserweight guy knocked him down. Yeah, he hit him on the top of it and he went down. And he went down and he got back up. He went down again. Did the referee save him, give him time? Yeah, it looked like it. But then he got back up and got the opportunity and he took the guy out. And that in itself, yeah, shows the character, because most people when they get hit and they scrambled, he's never been down before. Has Daniel been hit much? Well, he got hit much by Joe Juice. He's got a lot of experience coming into this fight. And people in the boxing industry should know that when someone gets hit durable times there, you have to make adjustments. And has he made the doable adjustments of his head movement or stuff like that? That's not going to get it done, man. You're going to have to punch with this guy, draw this guy into a physical fight, and use your physical assets and be the younger man. Speed, timing, speed, use your youth, and be available to go with him. When he wants to rest, you make him work. And these are the patterns, guys. Big George Foreman knocked out Michael Moorer. Michael Moorer was outboxing George Foreman. Look at George Foreman's face. All George Foreman was waiting for, that one right hand. That's all he was looking for. That one right hand. He drew him. Then a 1-2. Drew him in. And then boom. Down went Michael Moorer. Joe Louis, Billy Conn. Same thing. Billy Conn was blatantly outboxing him all the whole time. Catched him, boom. Joshua, in my opinion, wasn't doing that. They had Joshua trying to box with Usyk, and I feel like the strategy was way wrong. I think they have the better strategy in Daniel Dubois and Mr. Daniel Dubois, Don Charles, and James Ali Bashir. I feel like they got the strategy right. I feel like they're gonna draw this guy into a fight and make him fight with them, because he's gonna have to. Usyk has to. He can't move around for 12 rounds, 37 years of age. I'm Daniel, and people assume when Usyk hits Daniel, Daniel's gonna go. Well, let's see. You know, if the people say, well, Daniel's got power, if Daniel's just relying on his power and he doesn't work, it's not gonna be like that. Daniel's never been a one punch, but it's accumulation with him. When he hits you, stuns, and that's it. People don't want it. Now, this man Usyk, like I said to you, maybe he don't get knocked out, but I feel like he could get his shoulder dislocated or arms and with Daniel hitting him directly to the body, and that's how I feel he can win the fight. He can win the fight by making Usyk draw a fight with him and make the ring small and let Usyk lead. And all Daniel has to do is counter at the same time. That's all you got to do with him. Just don't have to be punching with him, right, and jabbing with him so he can counter you. Just lead with him and lead with the uppercut. Lead up, left hook, right uppercut, right down the chute, and shoot with him. When he tries to hold, because he does that a lot, tries to tie you up and spin you, push him off and punch him on the back foot, draw him into a punch in the back foot. That's what you got to do. Conserve energy as the round. Do not throw any punches you don't need to, and try to have a high output. Do not, if you're throwing punches randomly like David Hasty, that means you're just crazy. Who fights like that? You have to be conservative. You don't know how long the fight's gonna go, but every punch you land has to be deliberate, has to be effective in the right areas, targeting the right areas. Usyk do. He's trying to let Daniel. If Daniel starts going in with an experience with throwing punches and he can't see, then that's going to tire him out. That's, if you start throwing punches in the air, right? I don't know, I'll let anyone do it for about 2 minutes. Tell me what happens to you. You're not hitting nothing. Eventually, you run out of steam. You run out of steam. So you just slowly cut the ring off. When Usyk you up, push, punch with him at the same time, in between the gaps, aim directly at his body. And then you can probably aim for his body, so that will bring down his conditioning. And I think Daniel can win. What are we saying here? Daniel needs. There we go. What's my man saying? W12 MC. What's he saying? 1 second. Bring up on the screen. Daniel needs to start going for the body around 6. No, he needs to start going for the body from round 1, bro. From round 1. Take down his conditioning. You know what I mean? You got to take, but I agreed about the body thing. Big up to you. You need to straight aim at the body. The straight aim for the body. Don't go for the head. Just aim for the body. Punch with him. Aim for the body. The shots have to land. It's in hitting gaps. You're gonna find it very hard in this fight here if you're hitting gaps. So that's my keys to victory for Daniel. Cause the upset. That's how he can cause the upset. Punch with Usyk at the same time. Cut the ring down. When Usyk tries to hold, push him off. Right, punch with him and aim for the body. And as the rounds go on, it's going to have an effect. It will have an effect. Usyk at the same time, like I said to you, he's going to use speed. He's going to try and move angles and catch Daniel from angles that he ain't seen. As Daniel throws punches, he'll catch him in between the punches and then move off. That's what he like to do. So we'll see how Daniel's foot speed is in cutting the ring off. Because at the end of the day, that's what you're going to need to do to draw the guy into what you want him to do. What you want him to do. Cut the ring off. But like Usyk's a master southpaw who knows how to move. In fact, Daniel's last opponent was a southpaw. He threw the right punches, actually. He threw a right uppercut, left hook, and he actually caught Loreno and actually stopped him with that punch, the uppercut. So he actually knows what punches to throw. It was just that the punches coming back. Daniel, his conditioning, it seemed like, right? But I don't know where that punch he got, and they said his leg, whatever, but I think it was just the vibrations of the punch going down to his knee. I don't know about operation, so they said I don't really believe in that, because if that was the case, if his knee or something wrong with his knee, then why did they sanction the fight? And then why are they sanctioning this fight if his knee and had the ACL tear and all that stuff there? So we have to see in this fight. So that's how I see it. That's my breakdown. And we have to see. It's going to be a great fight night. Usyk is fighting in front of his home fans, near enough the war, so he ain't definitely trying to lose this. He's coming and pulled out all the stops, and he wants to put a great incentive. In fact, he's selling the tickets for £10, so they've actually made the ticket very cheap, and the home fans are there, and this is his first home fight as being a unified champion. So it'd be a massive disappointment if Alex Usyk was to lose. And most people don't see that happening, so I can understand that. But if for Daniel to win, that's what he needs to do, in my opinion. The boy needs some unpredictability, hence why it's round. Yeah, switch it up. Yeah, fight. Yeah, no, I listen. Ain't no one's wrong in this. Everyone's got their opinions in it, and everyone's got their opinions in it. And see how the fight will. We'll see how it happens. Like I said to you, Usyk hasn't really knocked anyone out in the heavyweight division. He's just been the distance in the majority of the time. He goes the distance the majority of the time. He's very good at going the distance. He's very good at drawing his guys out. Daniel's had a long enough camp in terms of his fitness. His conditioning looks tremendous, but Joshua looks tremendous as well. But I don't think Joshua had the belief, and I think that's where I feel like Daniel believes his hungry, he wants it, and he can implement the instructions, I think we may see a new champion. So anyway, I'm EJ Boxing Live. You guys tell me what you think. Thanks for my man leaving your comments. And we'll see fight night. We'll see fight night if Daniel can pull off some of the stuff that I mentioned. If you're putting money down on Daniel, boy, you make a bit of change back, as he's a 9-1 underdog on some betting cards. And if Usyk wins, you know, congratulations to Usyk fighting in front of his home fans and because of the war. And I think politically, a lot of people would like Usyk to win. It's all lined up in his favor. He's the most experienced in amateur and pro, Olympic gold medalist, world unified champion, world undisputed champion at cruiserweight. Everything leans towards him winning. But what we do understand is this is the heavyweight division, and in the heavyweight division, someone could be outboxing you, and you can get seriously hurt. This is not the division that you're going in there and boxing like the other division. It's not like that. If you're in the other division, someone's outboxing, the majority of the time they're going to win on points. That's how it is. In the heavyweight division, not necessarily like that. You can be boxing them up on even to the last round, and they'll catch you and they'll take you out. George Foreman was getting busted up by Michael Moorer. Busted up. All George Foreman did is land, caught him with a 1-2, and he's boom, he went down. Billy Conn, Joe Louis, both fights. He was a light heavyweight coming up. He caught him up, man. He caught him up and done him dirty. Michael Spinks did well against Larry Holmes, right? Larry Holmes didn't catch him. You know, Larry Holmes' timing was maybe a bit off, but, you know, Michael Spinks pulled off the upset, you know. But then when Michael Spinks fought Mike Tyson, you see what I'm talking about? All of Michael Spinks' movement and boxing skills didn't help me, because mentally, I don't think he believed he could beat Mike Tyson. I don't think he believed he can beat Mike Tyson. It's a game at this point. It's a mental game. Who believes they can? Who can impose their will on someone? And when someone gets hurt by something, how do they react? I don't think Usyk's going to be hit hard as he can hit by Daniel. Daniel's going to hit him, and I feel like he's going to be like, well, okay, he hits decently. He's been in with Joshua. He's going to say, cool. But this Daniel guy, he can hit, but then people's like, well, can he take a hit? Well, yeah, we're going to find out. I don't think he could take too much either, but he took a lot with Joe Joyce, and Joe Joyce is a heavy-handed guy. He took a lot, and then eventually he went. I mean, everyone say he quit, but boy, you get hit in your eye for that long. Okay, where was his head movement? Where was his parrying? There was none of that. He was just getting hit. The corner never told him to parry or move his head. So this is what I'm talking about. Don with his sticks have made him move his head, and I could miss the Bashir. So anyway, I'm done. Yo, we're going to see fight night. My prediction, Daniel Dubois upsets him from round 6 to 7, and Usyk retires on his stool. That's what I'm going with. I'm EJ Boxing Live. I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.